Hey everyone, international publicist Michelle Tennant Nicholson here, and I am down 10 pounds since May 1st, and I just want to share with you how I've done that since most of you have been following my health journey on this health vlog, fastfoodfromthefarmersmarket.com, since 2011 when I first went public about really attacking the weight journey that I've been struggling with since the age of 13. This is my personal health vlog. If you're interested in me as a publicist, I've got plenty of other links online. I'm near my chicken coop, which is, you'll be hearing them coo in the background, which we've gotten backyard chickens and gone organic since 2011 with the hopes of just, living healthy. One of the things that I've not been able to do, even though I'm an avid kayaker, biker, I teach spinning, I'm a triathlete, I've always had an extra 20 to 30 pounds on me. So having, since 2011, I think when I started at I'm about 5'5" height, and when I first started, I think I was closing in on 200, and, spinning by itself, I probably only lost about maybe 10 pounds, and then gained a little bit, and then just really my body refused to let go of any more. So I've been on this journey for a while. And last year I did Lyn-Genet Recitas' The Plan. My mom saw her on Dr. Oz and said, you know what, I think this would really help you. Actually, she said it in a German way. She said, Michelle, I just saw this woman on Dr. Oz and I think she might be able to help you. And so I looked at her segments, and she was talking about healthy foods that might make you fat. And she called oatmeal and salmon, black beans as the devil foods. And I thought, that's interesting, because I eat those all the time because they're, superfoods. So I've got a list of, don't do this if you're trying to lose weight, okay? And this comes from my direct experience of having success. I'm having one-on-one coaching now with Lyn-Genet, because doing her book by myself, I had some results, but they weren't long-lasting, so I knew I was doing something wrong. So this is especially for those planners out there who are trying to succeed. They love Lyn-Genet's work. It's really about low inflammation. Years ago, I usually go to the doctors all the time and ask them for help. I mean, I've seen every possible doctor you can imagine. And they would always be like, your blood is really great. It's like an athlete. I can't understand why you're even chunky. I don't understand why you have all this weight on you. And because internally you're like this endurance athlete. But you've got this thing called sed rate, a high sed rate, which means you have inflammation in your system. And then I would say, and this was to several doctors, well, what do I do about that? And they would say, well, I don't know. I don't know. Hey, you've got inflammation in your system, which we know when you have an acidic system and it's full of inflammation, your body can't heal. So then I was really looking for inflammation. So when I saw Lyn-Genet's work, which is all about removing inflammation from your system, I was really, really interested. Still doing something wrong. In my one-on-one coaching, it is all coming together. So, without further ado, don't do this if you're trying to lose weight, okay? Don't do this. Don't use lavender oil. Who knew? I've been using lavender oil since I was 30. I'm now 44. Lavender oil is an estrogen mimicker. It stimulates your estrogen. Who knew? Don't chug your water. As an endurance athlete, someone who goes mountain biking, off-road dirt biking, kayaking, I would actually chug 32 ounces of water when I had the time, maybe at 10:30 in the morning, at 3:30 in the afternoon, just to get my water in. It really affects your kidneys, and you can't absorb the water. Who knew? So 16 ounces at a time throughout the day. No more than 16 ounces at one given time. That's what your kidney can handle. Don't exercise too long, too hard. As someone who loves Spartan races, obstacle courses, spinning, I love to go hard for an hour or two. Come to find out, causes inflammation in the body, causes you to stop losing weight. So all those classes I'm teaching, actually, now I do the recommended 40 minutes and no more, which is something that I learned in my certification, but I don't know too many spinning instructors who actually follow that. And the students actually expect you to go the full hour. I'm not doing that anymore. So we have 20 minutes of maybe an interval, and then the rest of the time is an endurance, and then the last 20 minutes of the hour I actually do some tube strength training, which is called Spin Flex by the spinning.com people. It's actually working great for my body. Do not eat less. If you're trying to lose weight, I have been on, let's see, I mean, as a teenager, I starved myself. Didn't work. In my 20s, I was on fen-phen and all kinds of diets that had you, you know, eat very little. Didn't work for me. And then, since then, I know I really thought the proper stuff for a female was like 1,400 to 1,600 calories. Nope. I eat about over 2,000 calories a day. First time in my life I've ever done that. 2,200 to 2,500 calories. I intake a little more protein if I have some extra activity going on for the day. You know. If you're doing the Lyn-Genet program, you don't have to do the optional stuff, okay? You don't have to do the coffee in the morning. You don't have to do the wine. You don't have to do the ounce of chocolate. You don't have to, because sometimes it can trigger some yeast. And listen to your body. Your body will say, hey, we've got a yeast overgrowth. I was actually having a reaction to the wine. I felt a little hungover. I don't love wine, so I just, you know, we cut it out for me. And then every once in a while I have some wine, you know. And in fact, I have all my water in by dinner time, and then if I'm thirsty in the later hours, then I'll have some wine. But then I usually don't go for it, only if my body really needs it, because wine actually helps digestion, but water can actually dampen it. So after dinner, I don't have anything to drink, and so my little sleepy time herbal tea, not having it. Do not get teas with stevia, licorice, or chicory. Can't tell you, even my dandelion detox tea had licorice in it, and when I found that out, I was like, I guess I just didn't read the book right. Heed the advice to exercise less and not more. I have been on mandatory rest. I don't even know what to do with myself. I'm organizing a lot because I'm like not going out with my friends. I'm not biking, kayaking, and all that. So, and it's really great. And stay out of the hot tub. I was getting on my new hot tub several times a day. That can mess up your results. So don't do that. Do not eat your chocolate after your vegetarian lunch, which is I would love to do to get that little extra bolt. If you need a little extra boost of energy, you might need your water, which you want to have 45 minutes away from your food, right? 45 minutes after you eat, 45 minutes before you eat, so that your water intake doesn't hamper your digestive process. Something that I didn't always listen to. So my exercise, by the way, 3 to 4 times a week, 10 to 20 minutes each. The only time I get longer than that is really like my spinning class, okay? And that's now only 40 minutes, plus like some stretching and some strength training at the end. So less is more. It really, really is. And it's not just Lyn-Genet saying that. There's all kinds of research out there that say a shorter period of exercise is more beneficial than an hour. So read up on your research. Remember, exercise is new for us, right? We've only been really exercising as a human race outside of finding our own food and hunting. It's only really been since the 1960s and 70s. So we're now just really having research that kind of informs, okay, when you have all the food that you want in the world, how do you deal with it with exercise and so forth? So think about that. Eat at sensible times. Do not eat your dinner at night at 9, which I work late sometimes, so now I have to make my food in advance, make sure I get it in, you know, by 6 or 7 p.m. You don't always need your snacks. Only eat your snacks if you need your snacks. And then sometimes I take my snack after a morning, you know, if I eat my breakfast and then work out, which I don't try to do. I usually try to get my workout in before my breakfast. Or excuse me, yeah, before my breakfast. But let's say that I eat my breakfast, then work out, then I'll have my snack right after, because, you know, 30 minutes after you exercise is when your body's really wanting something, and that might be like my spinning class, right? But you don't always need your afternoon snacks. If you're not hungry, just wait for dinner. Do not take your temperature. In the Lyn-Genet program, you've got to take your temperature and your weight every morning. It tells you if you've got inflammation in your body or not, or like really what's happening with the interaction of exercise and food with your body. I was taking my temperature standing up, and I was taking it with different arms. Stay in your bed, put it right by your little table side, and as soon as you wake up, stick it under your arm. And by the way, if you're doing it under the arm and your little thing goes dee-dee-dee-dee, you might need to wait 3 minutes. Look at the manufacturer's instructions on your temperature, because you might need to just leave it longer in your temperature thing. I was like waiting for the beep beep beep, and then it was done. But you actually have to like have it under there for 3 minutes in some models. So read your manufacturer's instructions. off of caffeine. Can you believe it? I'm a huge coffee drinker, and now I can see that caffeinated teas, green teas, coffees, anything with caffeine in it causes me hunger within a half hour. It's just, I have a caffeine sensitive system. So listen to your body's responses. Also spicy foods. Don't really agree with me. Don't forget to use your dressings on the salad. You can have, I have like almost on every salad that I have, and there's like the salads, you know, twice a day at least with the plan. I'll do immediately like lemon juice, extra virgin olive oil, garlic, agave, and some sea salt and some ground pepper. And then also, if you want something just taste a little differently, you can put use lime instead, or put some basil in there. Yum. So don't put seeds on everything. I was overdoing my seeds. I was putting seeds on everything. Just seeds once a day is fine. And then mix it up. Your greens, you can actually get allergic to your greens. So use arugula, spinach, and chard. Those are probably tests because they actually work with your, affect your thyroid. And like spinach needs to be cooked, chard needs to be cooked, kale needs to be cooked. They're goitrogenetic, so Lynn writes all about that, about goitrogenetic foods, and really pay attention to that. The first time I did the plan, I was like clueless about goitrogenetic. 3 times breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Test 3 things that work and then just rotate them. So when you have 3 days that work that have varying foods, just repeat that over and over while you're losing the weight. It makes it more simple than always having to test all the time, which, you know, you go up and down and then it just drives you crazy. And then do not be afraid to redo day 1. You know, when we were having trouble, one of the things that Lynn told me to do is just go back to day 1 to kind of reset. Don't forget to forgive yourself. You know, we all make mistakes and it's a process. But I feel much better. I feel better than I did in my teens, you guys. So don't give up. You know, no matter what, your health, you know, you only have one body, you only have one life. So don't give up. Let me know how you're doing. Bye.